Picture this: 70% of Americans struggle financially despite having graduated from traditional education systems. A staggering statistic, isn't it? But how did we get here? It's no secret that the traditional education system has long been the cornerstone of society. From a young age, we're ushered into classrooms, taught to read and write, memorize facts and figures, and work towards the all-important goal of graduation. But while we're busy learning about the Pythagorean theorem and the periodic table, who's teaching us about taxes, investments, and financial planning? The truth is, the traditional education system has its share of inherent flaws. It's designed to produce employees, not entrepreneurs. Its focus is on academic achievement, not financial literacy. It preaches job security, not wealth creation. And in the process, it leaves many of us ill-prepared for the financial realities of the real world. Think about it. How many times have you wished you learned more about managing money in school? How often have you found yourself grappling with financial concepts that were never covered in your textbooks? How frequently have you felt the sting of financial strain, despite having a diploma or degree hanging on your wall? And it's not just about individual struggle. This financial illiteracy has a ripple effect on our society. It contributes to wealth inequality, perpetuates the cycle of poverty, and hampers economic growth. It's a systemic issue that needs to be addressed at its roots. So where does that leave us? Are we doomed to a life of financial struggle simply because we've been through the traditional education system? Not necessarily. But it does mean that we need to start questioning the status quo. The shocking truth is that the traditional education system, in its current form, is not designed to prepare us for financial success. It's time to question whether traditional education prepares us adequately for financial success. The traditional school system, while beneficial in some aspects, greatly lacks in others. Consider the foundation of education we've all been through, a system that's been in place for hundreds of years, and yet, despite the world around us evolving at a breakneck speed, our approach to education remains largely stagnant. The traditional school system places a heavy emphasis on rote learning. We memorize dates, formulas, and facts, regurgitating them on command for the sake of a grade. But how much of that information sticks with us in the long run? And more importantly, how much of it is truly applicable in the real world? One area where the traditional school system falls short is in financial education. Sure, we learn basic mathematics, but how many of us were taught how to budget, save, or invest? How many of us understand the concept of compound interest, the importance of a good credit score, or the implications of a mortgage? More often than not, we're thrust into the world without these crucial skills. We're expected to figure out taxes, loans, and investments on our own, often through trial and error, and more often than not, at the cost of our financial stability. The lack of practical financial education in schools leaves students unprepared to navigate real-world financial challenges. It's like being thrown into the deep end without knowing how to swim. You're left to flounder, trying to keep your head above water, while those who had the privilege of early financial education swim laps around you. The consequences of this are far-reaching. Poor financial decisions early in life can lead to a lifetime of debt, stress, and financial insecurity. Yet, our education system continues to churn out graduates who are ill-equipped to handle the financial realities of adulthood. This is not to say that traditional education is entirely detrimental, but it's clear that there are gaps that need addressing. We need to reevaluate our approach to education, to ensure it's not just about passing exams, but about preparing our youth for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Fortunately, alternative education methods that promote financial success are gaining traction. Ever heard of homeschooling? It's not just for the recluse or the prodigy. In fact, homeschooling is a viable option for anyone keen on a tailored learning experience. It allows for a more flexible curriculum, one that can include financial literacy as a core subject. This way, students don't just learn about Pythagoras or Shakespeare, but also about how to balance a checkbook, how to invest wisely, and the importance of saving for a rainy day. Then there's online learning, a burgeoning field that's breaking down traditional educational barriers. Thanks to the internet, anyone with a connection can learn anything, anytime, anywhere. And guess what? There are countless online courses specifically designed to teach you about money management, investment strategies, and entrepreneurship. It's like having a financial advisor in your pocket. Moreover, the rise of specialized financial education programs is hard to ignore. These programs focus on teaching practical skills like budgeting, investing, and understanding taxes. They offer real-world scenarios, showing students the impact of financial decisions on their lives. It's not just about theory, it's about practical application. It's about turning abstract concepts into tangible skills. The beauty of these alternative education methods is that they don't just teach you to pass exams, they teach you to pass at life. They understand that success isn't just about how much you know, but about how you apply what you know. They recognize that financial literacy isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a must-have. So why stick to a system that's designed to keep you in the dark when you can choose a path that illuminates your way? Why settle for a curriculum that prepares you for tests when you can opt for one that prepares you for life? Why be a passive recipient of information when you can be an active participant in your education? These alternatives offer a more comprehensive education, equipping students with the skills they need to navigate the financial world successfully. The key to financial success lies not only in the education you receive, but also in the actions you take. Now, let's dive into the heart of the matter. You see, the power to shape your financial future doesn't solely rest in the hands of the school system. It rests in your hands. Your education shouldn't end the moment you step out of the classroom. In fact, that's where the real learning begins. It's essential to understand the importance of self-education. This means stepping out of the comfort zone that the traditional education system provides and venturing out into the vast sea of knowledge that's out there. There's a wealth of information available to you, from books and courses to online resources and seminars. The key is to take the initiative to seek out this information and absorb it like a sponge. But remember, knowledge is of little use if it's not applied. This is where proactive learning comes into play. It's not enough to just know about personal finance. You need to implement what you've learned. Start with small steps. Create a budget, start saving, invest wisely. Understand the concept of compound interest and how it can work in your favor. Another crucial element is research. The world of finance is constantly evolving, and it's vital to keep up with the changes. Stay informed about the latest trends, understand the economy, know the market. This will not only help you make better financial decisions, but will also give you a sense of control over your financial destiny. Finally, remember that mistakes are a part of the learning process. Don't be afraid to make them. Instead, learn from them and use these lessons to make better decisions in the future. So take charge of your financial education. Seek out knowledge, apply it, and stay informed. Don't rely solely on the school system to teach you about money. Remember, education is a lifelong journey, not a destination. The power to shape your financial future is truly in your hands. Seize it. Now that you're aware of this reality, what will you do about it? The revelations we've shared today are certainly eye-opening. The traditional school system, as we've discovered, may not be the golden ticket to prosperity that it's often painted to be. But don't let this knowledge dampen your spirits. Instead, let it ignite a fire within you. A fire to seek out alternatives, to challenge the status quo, to take control of your education and, ultimately, your financial future. You might be wondering, where do I start? Well, it all begins with curiosity. Dive deeper into the topics we've discussed today. There's a wealth of information out there waiting for you to uncover. Books, podcasts, documentaries, research papers. The resources are endless. Equip yourself with knowledge. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, it could also be your ticket to financial freedom. But don't stop at self-education. Spark conversations about this topic with your peers, your family, your teachers. Let's create a ripple effect with you at the epicenter. Discuss the shortcomings of the traditional school system, talk about the alternatives, and brainstorm ways to implement the solutions we discussed today. And most importantly, don't forget to apply what you learn. Knowledge without action is like a car without fuel. It won't get you anywhere. So, start implementing the suggested solutions. It could be as simple as setting up a savings account or enrolling in a financial literacy course. Every small step you take is a step towards a brighter, financially secure future. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process, but every journey begins with a single step, and that step is yours to take. So, take a moment, reflect on what you've learned today, and then take action, because the power to change the narrative, to redefine education, to build a prosperous future, it's all in your hands. The future of education is in your hands. Make it count.